So you're trying to get sober, and the question might pop into your mind, who exactly do I turn to get the help that I need? Who do I talk to? How do I get started in this whole ordeal? And why would I need to go left or right? In my addiction, I find that, I've always had a problem with sharing the things that are going on inside of my head, and in my heart. And while I was drinking, it was really tough for me to decide to open up a chain of dialogue, verbalize the things that were going on inside with someone else. And the biggest fear I had really was, I didn't want someone to judge me for the things that I was thinking and for the things that I was doing. And for a lot of people that are using drugs or doing alcohol, drinking, they have this is what stops them from going to the next step in sobriety, and it's opening that line of communication. Who do I talk to, and how do I get the word out there that I might have a problem without someone judging me? First, let me tell you that I don't think that going to your best friend is really always the best step when trying to, get the help that you need. If you are an alcoholic or addict, or trying to figure out, if you need that kind of help, the last thing you really need is someone who's going to enable you to do the things that you're already doing. In my case, I tend to reach out to people that are already in my life. Now, while I was drinking, that was a lot of people that drank with me, right? And those folks would, coddle me, tell me things that I wanted to hear, tell me, no, you're not an alcoholic. You're just having fun, you're young, you're single, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, living life. When I, on the inside, didn't feel that way. I knew I was doing things that were wrong. I knew I was acting a fool. My behavior was ridiculous. And I needed to find somebody who would tell me like it was. Believe it or not, it wasn't until I got a DUI that a friend of mine, his dad, he sat me down and he said, "Boy, you got to get your stuff together. You got to be a man, and a man does not act the way you act." He went out of his way to tell me the things that I needed to hear, not the things that I wanted to hear. Before you go, like to the room next to yours and wake up that friend that parties with you and ask them, all the questions in the world and spill out all the things that are going on in your mind, think about this. Try to find somebody who's not going to play around with you, who's not going to sugarcoat anything. You need somebody to tell you what the problem is, and that problem is most likely you. Don't be afraid that that person is going to judge you, but in the case that they do, maybe they may tell you where you need to go next. After you've opened that line of communication, you trust that person enough to say, "Hey, this is what I've been doing. Where do I go next?" Maybe the next step for you is to talk to a professional. That could be your doctor. If you're part of a church, maybe you talk to some sort of pastor or priest. Believe it or not, even in faith, they know how to kind of work with you, to talk with you, and to tell you where to go next to release some of that anger, those problems, how to get away from those fixations on drugs and alcohol. Next step after this is really to think about where you need to go. Opening a line of communication is one thing, and talking to a person can really relieve a lot of stress. But you might have to take deeper action than that. It might mean that you need to go to a rehab. You might need to go somewhere to take you away from all of those vices that are around you, to get you away from maybe even the toxic people that are disrupting your daily life and turning you into the person that you don't want to be. Quick secret, if you didn't know, there are groups around you that really work with people that have these kinds of problems: anxiety, depression, drug abuse. And one way to do that, this is a really powerful tool, it's called Google. If you get on your phone and Google, whatever it is, alcohol addiction, alcoholics, there's another word that goes with that, but I can't say it on camera. Look for those kinds of groups, because it turns out that they have this way of doing things, talking about the things that they're having troubles with and all that. And these groups get together and they mingle and they have coffee and they help people get away from their addictions. Another great tool you might use is YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And if you have some kind of question that you need answered, why not go on to YouTube and ask that question? Where do I go if I'm an alcoholic? Not to say that it won't come up with some really bad answers, but it's going to come up with some really great ones too. just like this channel, that's what we're trying to do, is show you the tools and give you, some opportunity to walk the path with us of sobriety and find out where to get started and where to lead, to walk that path of sobriety. Right now, if you have that burning desire to make a change, if you're in your head all the time, thinking, I just don't like who I am in the mirror anymore, I need to make better decisions, I need to talk to somebody, first thing I want you to do, get on your phone and call someone that you trust, someone that's not going to sugarcoat anything. They're going to tell you like it is, and they'll give you an opportunity to open up the door to whatever's going on inside. That's the first step. After that, maybe we'll post another video to talk about what happens next. Quick plug here. If you love this content, I'm super excited to let people know that Corey and I have set up a Patreon. We're going to be doing a more in-depth look at sobriety and how we have become sober people and have stayed that way for an elongated period of time. We've got like more videos and more pictures and things that we want to do to make it a more personal experience. And I think that in the future, if people really want to get to know us more, and we're going to dive deeper into topics maybe that we can't share on camera, we're super excited about that. So if you get a chance, go down and click the link. Donate a couple of dollars. It's like a cup of coffee for a month, and you get a better inside view of us and how we stay sober. Thanks. And of course, finally, like, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you, and we hope that this becomes a conversation. I guess that's all I got for today, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.